In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at one of the last skills that you're going to need to know about for your next project. And this is going to be working with scenes and the views. So I'm going to bring up layers, and I'm going to bring up scenes because these are both going to be used with this particular tutorial. Now, I'm hiding the girl, but that doesn't really matter. Now, I do need to make some of my objects. So I'm going to make a little box here, and then I'll make another one over here, just because these are different objects. Now you'll notice that they're both on the same layer because I didn't make them on different layers. Now what I'm going to do here is create a new layer, and on this layer, as I'm going to set to the default layer, I'm going to make another object. So just so I can tell that this one is different, this one is going to be a cylinder instead. So I can definitely tell that I've got my three different objects, and I've got them on different layers. You can see if I turn off the visibility of a layer, it will only turn off the one that is not the active layer. So you can see I can turn those on and off, which is really kind of nice. And that will actually work well for later. Now you'll notice also it might show this color. I never really see that material color change, but we don't have any components here, and of course components you can put on layers and stuff as well. You just need to be aware of which layer it's on. Now if you need to move something from one layer to another, all you do is cut it, go to this layer, paste it. So now it's on that layer instead of the other. Whoops, can't hide the current layer, so I'll go to layer 2, and you'll see that I've just moved that from one layer to another. That's really, really easy. Now, the next thing we're going to look at is scenes. Now, scenes is really, really cool. And this is where we do the fun animation things in SketchUp. And it's basically just kind of simple animations. But to create scenes, all you do is create a new scene. Oh, look at that. It actually gave me a view of that scene, so I can see what it looks like. Now, what it didn't do was it didn't come up with the dialog, the options. So let's look at the list here. Let's look at the show details. Okay, so there we can see. Include in the animation, scene 1, all this different stuff. And that's all turned on by default. Now I'm going to go to a different view and then do another scene. I'm going to do another view, move my scene down a little bit, and do another scene. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back around, and this time I'm going to turn off the visibility. So I might not show those details. I'm going to turn off the visibility of that layer and now make a new scene. Now to use these scenes, I can actually see them right up here. I can go back to scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, and scene 4, and you'll see that all the changes that I made are there. Now let's go to scene 3. So if I want to go back to scene 3, I actually really did want these objects to be deleted at scene 3 as well. So I can now hide them, and then I need to update the scene. So I can use update scenes. Now this does, now that I'm thinking about it, I am in SketchUp 8, and that's why the interface might look different on you, because I remember the plus and minus is on the left, and then the update scene is over on the right, I think in SketchUp 7. Anyway, you can now see that I've updated that scene. Go back to scene 2, scene 3, they disappear, scene 4, it just moves around. So we can do other things that exist for all the scenes, such as, let's say that I now give this a material. And if I go back and look at my other scenes, you'll notice that that object still has the same material. Now I don't know for certain whether or not I'll be able to change the material between different scenes. So let's see what happens. I'm going to go to this view here, go to my material editor, I'll do beige. Where's that beige? There it is. I'll apply that beige color to this, make a new scene, and let's see what happens. Scene 4, it's still beige. Scene 5, so it doesn't allow that to work. But scenes is something that you'll be using quite a lot for little animation, and that's just an introduction, and we'll revisit it later in the tutorials, so in the project. Go on.